Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how I make my crawler harnesses and what I use to make all of them, and show you guys how to make them at your guys' own house. So let's get started. So first, you're gonna need our line, which I'm using the 25-pound OmniFlex by Zebco. It works perfect. It's cheap. I wish I had a little bit lighter line. I usually like going with 12, but this is what they had at the moment, so I just bought a 25. It works fine though. And then you're gonna need some hooks. I have just a tackle tray full of them. I make these all the time. Just a tackle tray full of them. You can range any sizes from like a size 2 hook, which is like a little big, depends on what you're doing. So like a size 2 hook like that, or anywhere down to like a size 4, which I really like, or the size 6, which get really small, which are like nice for when you're doing double hooks. But, so yeah. And then a thing of beads. You can just use like regular craft beads. I just have another tackle tray full of them. When you make a ton of them, you just come to accumulate all this stuff. So I have like every color of bead that there's ever probably been made. Just grain beads. They're pretty big. I mean, nothing too small, otherwise your entire thing is disproportionate, because the blade will be bigger than the beads and it looks really goofy. And then just blades like this. I make some of my own blades. If you look back, if you go and watch my last video, please do. But I show you guys how I paint jigs, and I paint blades like that the exact same way. Different colors, you can put eyes on them, paint them. I just bought these ones, and I really thought they were cool eyes. But yeah, that's everything you pretty much use. Oh, and then I have these. It's just another little thing I got. So I like to use swivels on the ends of my crawler harnesses so I can snap them on easier. Other people will tie like knots on the back, and it'll end up being like a big loop, and you can snap those on, but I just use swivels. And then to attach the blade to the line, you can use either a C-clamp or these white ones, which are what I like to use. Just these white ones right here, and those ones. That's what I like using a lot. So, yeah, let's start making them. So, first you're gonna want to take your line, and I sell these, so I like to make them 5 feet, like 5 foot long, so that way the customers can cut them to their own length out on the water or before they go out, so they can just cut it to their own length, and then boom, it's like right there. So I take about 5 foot, so I'm 5'7", so take off just about 7 inches right there, fold that in half and just cut it. So line, so we got our line. Then we're gonna want to pick out. So first time we're gonna want to pick out my blade. I think we'll do something a little bit smaller, like this. We'll just do this one. Very nice, looks like a little copper, red, black blade. And then if we do that one, we'll do like a red hook. This is a size 6 hook, just a nice red hook. So I'll show you guys how to tie this. So you take your hook like this, eyelet kind of facing upwards, put the line through the eyelet like this, and then you go like this, pull out quite a bit of line, and then fold it back over, create a loop, fold it over itself, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, and then back through this loop that we made. Grab the tag end and pull it tight. And then just pull it tight. And then it gives it that professional, I don't know if you can get this thing to focus. And then we get that professional look right there. of that being on it. Or if you don't want to be too fancy, I mean, like I'm saying, I'm selling these, so the better they look, the more the customer wants to get. So you can just tie like a fisherman's knot. It works almost the exact same thing. That's what I started using as soon as I started making these. I just did a fisherman's knot and it worked perfectly fine. So you can just tie pretty much whatever knot you want. Double granny works. Anything that you have faith in holding up will work, but this is my favorite knot to use on collar harnesses, and it leaves the hook so it stays like perfect with the line and it's not jagged and everything. Okay, and then we want to pick out our beads. Me, I like to have match the blade. Like I said, aesthetics kind of matter when you're trying to sell them. So I'm gonna pick out like some red, some orange. Yeah, so we'll do. So I do 8 beads. So I like the color. We do different colors. So first we'll do a red, and then we'll do a red. First we'll do an orange, and then red, and then some silver beads. We'll do silver, and then I just repeat that process. See what it looks like. So this is what I have right now, just like this. So hook, orange, red, oops, orange, red, silver, and then do that again. So orange, orange, red, and then silver. So now we're at 6. And then 7th bead. And then our last one will be red. So that's what we got right now. These things work, you can run these just as inline spinners too. But what I like to run is a bottom bouncer. So off my main line, I'll run a bottom bouncer, and then there's a little clip on top of the bottom bouncer, and I'll run it. So that way they run about 2 feet off bottom, just depends on how long you're running your line. When I run bottom bouncers, I run about 2 foot of line. Other guys like to run like 4 foot. That's just why I make them different sizes. But, so, next we're gonna do the clips. So, I like to use the white ones. And these come they're like, so you slide the blade in right through here, that part. Well, when you get them from the factory, they're really close together. So I like to take scissors and I cut a little bit of that off. So that way the blade slides in there instead of, because like when you don't, it takes forever for that to go, for you to get the blade in, and it kind of hurts your fingers after you make quite a few. So like that, take the blade, you just slide it through the thing right there, and like that, and then just like this. So it's like that, and then I'll pass the line through that end right there. And then this way, if you want to swap your blades out, you can do that without having to take your entire crawler harness apart and everything. So, my line, it's like this, pass it through the end, well, through the bottom, and then down to the top, to the bottom, and then just like this. And then when it's in the water, it'll be like this, and then the blade will just move like that. Okay, and then I top it off with one more bead. I think we ended up orange, red, so then like that, just like that, and then end it off with a swivel. I have no idea what size swivels these are, but I just bought like 100 pack off Amazon and they work perfect. I just do a good old fisherman's knot on these. Other guys tell me it doesn't work, but I haven't had it fail for me yet, so. perfect right there. Pull it off. Cinch it down with the knots. Perfect. And you have a really nice crawler harness. And you can do different things with these ones. So you can do like a night crawler, or you can run a leech. Or I've seen guys like right now, like later in the fall, they'll run, one of the guys that I really like to watch, his name is Brett McComas. You should go watch him. He did this exact same thing, but he trolled creek chubs. He trolled some creek chubs, and he tail hooked them on the back, and he ran them like this, and he caught tons of walleyes later in the fall like that, because they're just looking for some bigger baits to chunk on, and they're not going to want to waste all that energy for a little snack, so they're looking for a bigger snack right now. So yeah, that's how I make them. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and please, like I said, go watch that video that I made last week on how I paint jigs. Yeah, see you guys.